Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, coming on today with my brother Sean Ali for our Health and Wellness Power Hour on this wonderful self care, self love Saturday. And our topic today is part two of everything is mental. So as you all come in, go ahead and share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. Brother Sean, peace and blessings. Brother, how are you?
All is well. Shoot, feeling a little young today after I shaved. I was like, man, shoot, almost.
You, I was looking 16 over there, Brother Sean.
I'm like, I'm like that was before I shaved though. Because my stuff is gray,
Right.
but once I took that hair off, I was like,
Wow.
man, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so Wednesday we were talking about everything is mental. So we can
Yeah.
kind of go back over that and we have a better connection today so we can really get into it.
Hold on, I have to get my
Because
phone charger. I'm listening. Go ahead,
yes,
sis.
yeah, everything is mental. Our thoughts are powerful. And if we speak positive to ourselves, that's the type of day we're gonna have. And if we speak negative about ourselves or to ourselves, it causes us to feel a certain way. So, um, yeah, I wanted
Mm,
to get more into that, controlling our
mm.
thoughts and give some solutions to a lot of the things that are happening right now: anxiety, depression, sadness, stress. All of that stuff is mental. So,
Mm.
yes, sir.
Yes, it definitely is. We get caught in the reaction. That's all.
Right.
See, I mean, and you know, there's many paths to the same word. Anxiety, grief. There's many
Hmm.
paths to happiness. So what I'm ready to say it may be applicable to your personal situation or it may not. But
Right.
when we are coming from a perspective of our anatomy and our physiology, so we're looking at how we are created and how those parts are made to move. If we start there, we can come up with an individual solution that's fun and easy. You feel what I'm
Right.
so when we are looking at we can't the controlling the emotion part, we create action, but we are also capable of being under a reaction. So I can't stop. So if somebody come up and smack me, I'm gonna be I'm not I'm gonna do an action, but it's because I'm reacting to what they did to me.
Right. Right.
Same thing if somebody come up and hug me. I'm going to react to that hug. So we can now we can control the action part, but that reaction part, that's where the fight and flight usually kicks in. And
Right.
under fight or flight, we are under the autonomic nervous system. So you literally scientifically aren't in control. You feel like
Right.
so you got the autonomic, which is autopilot, which means you are not in control. This is our reflexology. So when the doctor hits you on your knee to see if your knee jumps, that's that's the autonomic nervous system. You aren't in control of that reflex, right? So you can't
Mhm.
stop the reflex. We can't stop the reaction, but we can control how long we are in that reaction.
That part.
See,
Yes.
okay, right. So, because if somebody come and smack me, man, I don't know. First of all, I don't. I train. different martial arts and boxing. So I don't know what type of reaction I'm gonna have if somebody come up and smack me, but I can control how long I'm in. So if somebody come up and hit me, and my natural reaction is to counter punch, I can
Mm-hmm.
get control of myself within that split second and stop it. Oh, boy, I was ready to hit. Man,
Yeah.
I was ready to take your hit. We all of us almost have experienced that type of situation where we could have went off, but we caught ourselves.
Right.
And that's where the oils come in,
Mm-hmm.
because especially when you got your pocket one, your
Right. The
personal
inhaler.
inhaler.
Yes,
If
definitely.
you
Look,
if you
stop,
know
drop, and
you
roll. Stop, drop, and inhale.
if you know you are in a stressful lifestyle, if you put yourself in a stressful environment, whether it's your work, whether it's the commute to work, whether it's your home, whether no we if we know that we had that stress in our life, these are the preventative measures. I can't always stop the reaction, but I got the power on how long I'm in that reaction. So many of us have found ourselves in some type of fear, anger, depression, sadness, where we really couldn't control how to get out of it.
Right.
It lingers. Man, the action been, man, you pissed me off at 7 o'clock this morning. I'm
Still upset.
still I'm still in the reaction.
Right.
So I'm not it. That means I'm not even controlling my body. I'm under fight or flight. I'm under a different system that's designed for short-term usage, not long-term usages. Right?
Right.
So that's where the danger comes in that. That's where the self-destructiveness comes in that psychosomatic disorder.
Right. The body, with the mind making the body
Sick.
ill. Yes, sick.
Yeah. This is when we go to doctor after we get nobody can solve what's wrong with us. We go to here, they give us something, it might work, but it comes back. We go, oh, okay, we go to here, we try this, it might work, but the situation comes back. Okay, we go try this. Hey, Sister Denise, I'm gonna call. They call you, Brother Sean. I'm going through something, and we keep trying these measures, but what is going on keeps coming back. That chronic, reoccurring situation, like
Right.
asthma. Asthma, the body is supposed to solve whatever the problem is, and then if it ever encounters it again, this is a part of our immune system. We have
Right.
memory cells, right?
Like muscle memory.
It,
Yes.
but when it's coming from here, my
That muscle.
thought my thought put me there. My thought put me into, I don't know how to get myself out of the reaction. I'm emotionally hot. Anger is powerful. Fight or flight
Yes,
is
there is.
you got cortisol and adrenaline. It's called fight or flight. So cortisol is your power to fight. Adrenaline is your power to flight. This is what you have, what we have coursing in our veins and arteries when we are under this autonomic nervous system, under fight or flight.
Right.
Man, this is how anything can happen. I eat angry. I drink angry. We smoke the cigarette angry. It don't matter what it is.
Whatever. Right.
And the more we think about it, the more the hormone is being produced. the more
Right.
we stay in there. So when we say
Yes.
everything is here, because but Sister Denise has something that you can have in your pocket, your purse, your car, your change thing in your car, wherever your stress is at, your desk
Right.
drawer. You might can't have a diffuser. You might not want to carry the bottles of oil because if you don't put the top on right, it
Yeah.
will leak.
Exactly. So that's where you want that inhaler. It has a nice little top that there's no oils that's going to leak out, and you can just pull it out and take a few deep breaths, and eucalyptus is one that immediately within those 22 seconds naturally lowers your cortisol levels
Mm,
naturally. Plus,
mm,
you're going to get all the other benefits from it. But for the respiratory system, but it's definitely good. Eucalyptus is one of my favorites.
mm-hmm. That's in the part of the brain that controls that emotion. If you can see right there, number 49, that's the hypothalamus. And
Yes.
when we come down to right here, the little bulbs, that's the pituitary gland. These are the master gland. So your stress, your adrenaline, your fear, it's called the HPA axis. The hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal gland axis. That's the stress axis, man. So this is where the thought, see, this is the frontal lobe. So when that thought is projected down, it's passed through and it tells the hypothalamus what to do. The hypothalamus tells the pituitary gland what to do, and it goes and it tells that particular body part what to do. So when you inhale that oil and that molecules come into the nasal cavities, it's these molecules are small enough to pass right through that blood-brain barrier. See all that blue that represents the blood-brain barrier. This is what protects the brain from physical damage as well as chemical damage, toxins and pollutants and things like that. These molecules are one of the only things that are small enough to instantaneously pass right through the blood-brain barrier. And right here, this is it, you can't see it on this model, but it's made for these oils to pass right through. Bam, bam. Look, and they start firing. See, when something go into the body, look, when these molecules go into the body, right? What happens in just like it diffuses in the brain. So the bonds are broken and that energy is released. So the energy of that oil, this is what's released inside the brain, the electricity, that electricity. So when they hook up probes to the brain and they measure the brain, the electrical. When you think of something, they put strobes on your occipital brain. So when you look at different things, they register the activity. They put strobes on the parietal lobe where the feeling is at, sensation. So when they touch your foot and your hands, they see which part of the brain activates and how powerful it is. So they hook up strobes to the frontal lobe. So they give you different things to think about: sex, money, cars, clothes, and they see the activity of it. This is electrical. So this when we're looking at food, water, oxygen, anything that comes in the body, it doesn't use the material. This is what you exhale. When you defecate, the material of the food is what you defecate. What our bodies break apart is the bonds to release that energy. Man, okay, listen now. I'm trying to, okay. So when we are looking at this diffusion, the digestion, because it's our metabolism, two main gears, catabolic, anabolic. The catabolic breaks down everything that we put in. The anabolic uses it. So those are our two gears of the metabolism. So when we're looking at things coming in and the digestion breaking apart process, this is how it happens. Oxygen is two oxygen molecules bonded together. When you breathe, the lungs take this apart. That
Mm-hmm.
energy is released. It grabs a carbon molecule and attaches, and then you exhale that. So this is
Right.
how it works. Right. You eat something, right? It goes in your stomach. Your stomach breaks apart that energy. It's released, whatever it's called, proteins, whatever. This is the carcass that comes out. So this is how the fastest, easiest way for us to affect the brain has always been smelling.
Right.
Always.
Always.
Or somebody coming up and shaking you or smacking you. But we got five senses: hearing,
Yes.
smell, sight, touch, taste. The
And our
quickest way
sense of smell is directly linked to the brain.
directly linked to the brain.
Directly.
Directly. The
I mean,
only
if you
the
think
only
about it
mhm,
like this, for those that
mhm.
are listening, when you smell something that smells good, a nice aroma, and it just immediately, oh, that reminds me of, when I was a child at grandma's house, or whatever pleasant memory it brings up. That's what the essential oils do.
Yes.
It's aroma therapy.
Yes.
So it's going to immediately make you feel better.
Right. That so if yes, you go ahead, sir. I'm listening. So if
No,
we
go
know
ahead.
that it's the reaction, right? This is what we trying to stop. This is what
Right,
they call the triggers, right? The triggers, the reaction, because the triggers lead to the reaction, right? So I
right,
can't always control my triggers. If my trigger is on my commute to work, traffic triggers me, and it's always traffic. I can't, so now I got to deal with the reaction. Okay, I know I'm going to be triggered. I already know this. Okay, how long do I want to stay in? I want to get out of this. How long it takes, sis?
22 seconds.
So no matter what reaction I can have, I know that within 22 seconds, I will be able to pull myself out of this damaging, stressful situation mentally.
Right.
So I'm sitting in my car. Now I don't went, man, this damn traffic. Oh, I got the oils. What was I thinking
Right,
about? I'm still in traffic. I'm still stuck. This don't we not talking about no abracadabra. Right?
right.
I'm still stuck. I'm just not stressed out about being stuck.
Exactly. Exactly. Good, great example. That was a great example.
I hate driving. You've heard me talk on the phone when I'm driving.
Me
I'm a
too.
terrible
My
man.
gosh.
I cuss. I
Especially
get
here in
angry.
Houston. My goodness. Yes. So it's just those simple things like that that you can do while you're on the go to help control your reaction to things.
Yes, that's where the death is at.
Mm,
Because like I said, we can, and we have, you know, we got to understand, okay, it's something called CAR, and this is an acronym, CAR, that stands for cortisol awakening response. So this is how, listen now, this is how the body wakes you up right here with cortisol, right? So
wow.
this is to get you out of sleep. Metaphorically, spiritually, sleep is referred to as death, the
Right.
of death, right? Because that's the closest you get to dying without dying, right? And sometimes you can see somebody sleeping, so you're like, man, you check see if they breathing because they sleeping peacefully, right?
Right.
To get you out of that, the body uses cortisol, and it's called the cortisol awakening response. So what
Wow.
they what we know is that, and it's called the response because when we get up, so when you awaken for the 30 minutes to the next 60 minutes, your body is under the influence of cortisol because it takes once it wakes you up. This is the hot. This is what science says. The highest level of cortisol that is produced is when you wake up. So when
Wow.
we wake up, cortisol is on a book. So the harder you went to sleep, the more cortisol it's going to take. Right.
Wow.
So, so this is why you wake up groggy because your body, ooh, it like clear.
Exactly. Yeah.
So for the first 30 minutes to 60 minutes of everyone's day, we are under the influence of cortisol. Now, this means that anything can piss you off. Anything can aggravate you. Most of us are out of the house within this 60-minute period. So now we traveling. Instead of the cortisol coming down,
It's going up.
something pissed me off. Cause something, man, y'all making too much. What is this? Turn it. I need my coffee.
Right.
So, man, you, I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
too hype.
Just thinking about that's just stressing me out.
So, because instead of it coming down, now I'm easily aggravated. My nerve, you get no. So now it continues because I'm making instead of it not being, I don't need cortisol no more. But now I'm making cortisol because I'm under the stress now. Now I'm causing stress.
Right.
We might not stop until we get home, especially if you're going to a job that you hate. Man.
Exactly. Went to bed stressed, wake up stressed. So when you get ready to go to bed, diffuse some lavender and cedarwood. You will wake up, you'll get a great night's sleep, and you'll wake up in a better state of mind. You won't wake up
Look,
groggy.
yes. I'm sorry. I'm listening to you, sis. Go ahead.
Yeah, and cedarwood, it stimulates the pineal gland to produce melatonin. So
Mm-hmm.
you will get a good night's sleep and you'll wake up feeling refreshed instead of taking NyQuil trying to go to sleep and wake up feeling weighted down and groggy. So those are
Mm-hmm.
some good sleep aids, lavender and cedarwood.
Mm-hmm. And
Yes, sir.
like I say, this is physical because your body is going to use cortisol to wake you up, unless you wake yourself up. What
Mm,
comes after that is mental. So I physically can change cortisol by doing something physical because
right.
the hypothalamus called it it's a conversation. So if I get up and I change that conversation and I make the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland produce serotonin and I make it produce endorphins and I make it produce oxytocin and dopamine, I change that language. So this is physical. So I change that physical, those chemicals by doing something physical. So if I get up and I exercise, right? within this 30 to 60-minute window, preferably right here. Soon as you get out of bed. Man, you ain't
Okay.
gotta go. Don't wait to go because I want to change the chemical language inside. See, because my body has used cortisol as a language to wake me up. Now that
Right.
I'm up, I don't need cortisol. So I don't want to, before I get to any mental stress, I want to stop the production of cortisol. So I'm going to move because my body is going to, by that faster movement, my body is removing material quicker as well because I'm sweating, I'm burning energy.
Right.
Now that I'm emptying out what was there, my body is creating new hormones from the movement, endorphins, serotonin, right?
Right.
Dopamine, oxytocin. So now within 5 to 10 minutes, man, woo, I'm warmed up, I'm out. So no matter what goes on now, my mindset is not under the influence of cortisol. So
Okay.
now I I prepared my body to be stress free. I prepared my body to be peaceful. So now if something do come, the oils will really work because all I have to do is change my mind. I'm not my physical body has already been prepared.
Right.
The cortisol has been removed. Now I'm moving under serotonin. I'm moving under shoot, man.
Now you
You know,
happy.
so I'm ready to go. How we
Right.
say it?
Ready to go.
Instead of being, and usually that's on the negative side. We ready to fight. You know what I mean, or something else like that. But this is the. I mean, I hope we understand the significance of how simple this is, because
Right.
God did not make it complicated. He, when you look at this body, yes, it looks like a lot of material, but it's not complicated. He put it together so you can
Perfectly.
use it to do yes.
What you need to do.
Yeah, come on, man.
Right.
Come on.
And what needs to be done, the important things that needs to be done is done automatically. Like you were saying earlier. Your heart
Automatically.
beating,
If
your
you get
lungs.
scared, automatically.
Right. Right.
And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that our brains are created to think right. So if I feed it the right food, it will do what it's naturally supposed to do.
Supposed
Do
to do.
think of right things. So I and this, but this is where the oils come in at because it's easy to find yourself in a reaction. You don't know what's
Exactly.
going to happen in this crazy world. You don't know what's going to be on that phone call, on that post. You don't know what you will see, hear, taste, touch, or smell that can
Smell.
cause a reaction to you. So you gotta
Right.
be prepared. Sister
That's
Denise
right.
got a pocket size. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sis. I'm
Preventative
sorry.
measures. You got to take preventative measures with your health, yourself, your well-being, and the easiest thing is those inhalers. It's so simple and convenient. Just take it with you wherever you go. That you know already you're gonna get some stress, some negative stress, because there is good stress, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So just be prepared and take prevention, take preventative measures.
You got your hand sanitizer with you. You carrying that bull.
Exactly.
You carrying that bull crap. You got your, you got, things that you don't even need.
Right. That is
But
so
the
true.
things that we should need or we should want to carry with us, it's like, I don't think we have enough belief in the original as is medicines. We
Right.
love this chemical version that we can get from the European.
Exactly. And essential oils, they date back thousands of years. Oils were mentioned in the Bible, so it's not somebody else's creation. That comes from God, God's medicine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And I don't think we understand that.
No. I mean,
you know,
we've been trained to want, and not necessarily because we can only do what we know, right? And we can only know what we learn, and sometimes we see those commercials. We grow up with mucus commercials, the little purple green people. Yeah, if you so person get a stuffy nose or something, their brain is going to bring that up, and they're going, "Oh, I must be sick." So from
right.
there, I'm going, now I've just called, I must be sick. The chain reaction. I've just made myself sick,
Self
regardless to what's
speaking
going
it.
on with me.
Right. I must be sick. You telling yourself that.
But knowing, listen though, but knowing I live a stressful lifestyle. So we don't even think about it could be stress. We don't even think about I could just be warm myself. We say I'm sick, and then from there we spend the next couple days or weeks trying to overcome this sickness.
Right.
When it could be I'm stuck in the autonomic nervous system. I'm stuck on fight or flight. I'm stuck in the
Right.
reaction.
Stuck in the
Or
past, thinking of something over and over again,
and
making
yes.
yourself breaking your own heart.
Hmm. The oil will
Yeah,
snap you out the past.
that sure
that
will. And present, bring
that
you to
aromatherapy,
present time real
yeah,
quick
yeah, yeah. You
to a
forget
pleasure
everything you were
moment.
thinking about.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. Brother Edward says the body really does know how to heal itself. The challenge is the mind and our thinking. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah, because we'll say I'm sick, and I get clients all the time, and outside of what another doctor may have told them, I ask them, how do you know like if you're not a doctor, how are you diagnosing yourself? You
Right.
No training, no scientific training, but just because you quote unquote, I know my body,
Right.
but you're not a professional. You have no training to diagnose your. So over 12 million people get misdiagnosed by medical professionals every year. You can look that up. Over 12 million people every year get misdiagnosed by medical professionals. It's easy to misdiagnose something that I can't see. I can't see inside
Right.
of you. So I can only describe, oh, my stomach hurts. We don't even know where our stomachs are at.
That is
The
so true.
stomach, the stomach sits is coming over your left, going into your right, but it's almost right under your rib cage. Most of us we'll point to where our navel is at to say my stomach hurts. We'll point to where our navel is at and saying my stomach is big. That's your intestines. But I'm just saying that to say it's easy to misdiagnose by professionals, but it's easier if you have no medical training at all, or if you don't have any scientific training.
Right.
And if you misdiagnose yourself, you are what you call yourself.
Hmm.
Hey, how you doing today? Oh man, I'm strong, sir. Hey, how you doing? Man, I'm a little sick. I ain't feeling too good. You just made your reality.
Right. A brother says intoxication on any
on
level
any
creates
level creates
sickness.
sickness.
That is true. Cortisol is intoxicating. Adrenaline is intoxicating. They're addictive. If you don't have any power from love, serotonin, oxytocin, these are the hormones that are the good hormones, right? So if you're not getting that from there, your body will get the power and energy from cortisol and adrenaline because those are powerful. So you can find yourself in stressful, all type of negative situations that you put yourself in. You're in a relationship that's violent or traumatic, but you keep going back to it. You in a job that's stressful, traumatic, angry, but you keep going back to it. You live a lifestyle that you put together. We put
Right.
our
Toxic.
lifestyles together. Right. So if I am around this environment, it has to start with, why did I put myself in that environment? Am I addicted to stress? Am I addicted to cortisol and adrenaline? Do I put myself in those positions to get my fix?
Mm, talk about
Talk
that.
about that.
Because addiction is the dopamine hormone. And when you do something that you like, that you desire, that you want, or that your body got pleasure from, your brain will attach dopamine to it. So when you need a fix, when you need a boost, when you need a pick me up, your brain will go and make you do that action again so you can get your fix. So you eating and you can't stop yourself from eating that particular food. You can't stop yourself from calling that particular person. You can't stop yourself from going to that particular place, doing that particular action. That's dopamine.
Right.
Right.
That's dopamine. Man, hey, we got some oils that can help you get your fix of dopamine so you don't have to do those destructive things. This is
Exactly.
Exactly.
yeah.
Brother Sean, I'm
Brother
getting
Sean,
that
I'm getting
echo
that
again.
echo again.
That's because my Bluetooth went dead.
It went out.
It went out.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to
We're gonna
wrap it
have to
up
wrap it
because
up
that
because that
echo
echo
is bothering
is
me.
bothering me.
But yes,
But
that is
yes,
so
that is
true. We
so
have
true. We
essential
have
oils
essential
to help
oils
you
to help you
to get
to
that
get
that
that
dopamine, that
dopamine, that
serotonin,
serotonin,
melatonin,
melatonin,
all of that.
all of that.
All of that. You ain't got to stress yourself out to get it.
That's right.
That's right.
Aromatherapy.
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 All right, family. Thank
All
you
right,
all for
family.
tuning in.
Thank
I
you
hate
all
to
for
cut it
tuning
off,
in. I
but
hate to
this
cut it off,
echo,
but this echo.
goodness.
Goodness.
Yes, ma'am. Wednesday. We see y'all
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Tune in.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wednesday, tune in to
Wednesday,
the Health
tune
and
in to
Wellness
the Health and
Power
Wellness
Hour.
Power Hour.
We usually come on
We usually come
around
on
1
around
p.m.
1
Central
p.m.
Time.
Central Time.
All right,
All
family.
right,
Thank you
family.
all for
Thank you
tuning
all for
in.
tuning
We
in.
appreciate
We
it. Thank you,
appreciate
Brother
it. Thank you,
Sean,
Brother
for the
Sean, for
energy,
the energy,
the knowledge, the
the
wisdom.
knowledge, the wisdom.
Any
Praise
last
be to
Any
words?
Allah.
last words?
No, all praise is due to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Praise
sir.
be to Allah.
Praise be to
All
Allah.
right, family.
All right,
Thank you
family.
all.
Thank you
Share the
all.
video.
Share.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.